Come here, son, nephew, young man. Let me holler at you. If you want anything in life that's worth having and that's going to last as your legacy or anything of merit, you're going to have to learn to plan, prioritize, focus, and execute. Now, I did 2 at-length videos on planning and prioritizing. I'm going to combine focus and execution because they do go hand in hand. You have to learn how to put down everything else you're doing, focus on one thing at a time, and get it done. Now, there are moments in life where you kind of don't have a choice and you have to multitask, but multitasking is not ideal in any situation where it's serious. If you have a job to do, you need to focus on that job if it means something to you, if you want it to be successful. When you end up trying to do a bunch of different things, you end up with unnecessary clutter, unnecessary confusion, and overall it takes you longer to finish what you started doing. And because you've got so many pieces to so many different puzzles conflating together, it gets hard to see what your end goal really is and what your why really is. And then you start operating based on floating and you operate aimlessly rather than focusing on a target, a prioritized target, because you should have set your priorities and your proper parameters. So now you got a big, you got a big mess on your hands instead of one neat executed project. You got to put them video games down and you got to put that phone down, partner. That is undoing America and undoing people at rapid rates with profound effects. You got to ask yourself, why can't I put my phone down? Now, if you're using it for information and to work, I get it. But most people ain't doing that. And then when you're on a apparatus such as TikTok or YouTube, or you're getting information or you're just on there playing. My friend and my mother, they have this thing where they like all this noise to be in the background. You can't focus with all that dang on noise and confusion in the background. Let people know that you have work to do. Turn the phones off, turn the TVs off, turn the game off, focus so you can execute. Why do I keep putting emphasis on execution? Just because you're focused on an idea doesn't mean you immediately take action. And some people don't complete tasks because of paralysis by analysis. In other words, you analyze so much till you paralyze yourself. You think about something so much and spend so much time thinking till you don't actually do. And that's also a byproduct of not getting focused. Yes, you do need to plan. You need to think the night before. You need to visualize what you want to do. But then you need to go ahead and get started. After you've eliminated your distractions, because you need to master that, and everybody has different distractions that affect them. For some people, it's the opposite sex. For other people, it's food. Maybe it's alcohol. Maybe it's attention. It's different for every man. You have to identify what your number one distractors are and master yourself and learn to put them aside. You have to be able to put them aside, have the strength to put them aside, because some of those distractions are also, they double as weaknesses. You got to be able to focus on what you need to focus on. There are times when you need to have tunnel vision and the will to do what you need to do and sit down and focus until it's done. Sit down and execute, rather, until it's done. then maybe you can celebrate a little bit. That's another thing. People celebrate too early. A focused man ain't got time to celebrate. He's on to the next. Look at, again, Coach Prime Deion Sanders. This man know he's got a championship ahead of him. He's done the work. He's planned. He's prioritized. He's gotten his team focused, and then they're about to execute whoever they see in Atlanta for that HBCU championship. And he already knows he has more work to do in Colorado. So the victory party is going to be short because the path to that victory party is long. You want that day in the sun, you got to work for it. You got to earn it. You got to focus. You have to study your craft. You have to master your craft. Some parties, some events, sometimes when people want you to goof off, sometimes you got to say, hey, I got to focus on what I need to do. You're going to have some people who dislike you for that too. You're going to have some people who don't understand. But them people ain't going to pay your bills. They're not going to earn that degree for you. They're not going to earn that spot on that team for you. They're not going to have that successful marriage for you. They're not going to make you wealthy to where you have wealth to pass on to the next generation. Their situation may be different where they have already done the work where they can focus. But if honestly, that person would understand. Maybe this person has been handed some wealth and you still need to earn yours. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. Beware of people trying to distract you from a good goal. When you're a young man and you're trying to participate in that program that's going to help you, oh man, what you need to be learning all that stuff. Well, I remember I was helping a young man a little bit younger than me at the time. I was in my mid-20s. That was probably my second or third house that I was purchasing. And I showed him what the process was. We were at the gym playing basketball, and he and I were sitting on the sideline. And another guy from the neighborhood that he's from, because I wasn't from that city, he walks up, fool, you trying to buy a house? And he's like, yeah, why not? Man, you don't need to buy no house, man. And he's like, so what, you want me to buy a car? Some rims? Some junk I don't need? I got that already. I want to own something, man. So the other guy kind of shrugged him off. But the point I'm trying to make is you got some people that don't even understand what it means to achieve something. And you got some people that really don't want to see you achieve. And they will purposefully get you out of focus. They'll smile. They'll make it seem nice. But when your world comes crumbling down and you realize, dang, that thing I should have been focused on, it ain't there no more. The opportunity isn't there anymore. And I had the opportunity in my hand. And I let this person talk me out of it. We ain't even friends no more. You're going to see that in life, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't learn to get focused and learn to set boundaries. And those are some deep, tough regrets when the opportunity of a lifetime is gone because you weren't focused. For those of you who have subscribed and those of you who hit the like button, thank you. You're welcome to hit the dislike button also, be honest. Comments are welcome. Let's be respectful in the comment section if you do. Additional subscriptions are always welcome. And as always, never lose the will to win and never lose the will to survive.